Hello and welcome to Talking Wrestling with Pot and Water Dave. My name is Justin Davis, and as always, I'm joined by the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club. There is only one, and her name is Amy Vaughn. What's up, Amy?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I'm glad I'm not in your household right now, but also Pond Water Dave. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Pond Water, welcome to your own show. How's it going?
Oh, doing great, doing great. Coming off of a big wrestling weekend, worked with some incredibly talented people in the historic City Auditorium in Vicksburg, Mississippi, where I was chopped by the former BIW heavyweight champion, Angel Camacho. He
Did
was
he?
defeated by Bam Bam Malone Saturday night,
I seen that. Did he
ending a
chop
very
you?
impressive title reign.
I was gonna say, did he chop you before or after he lost?
Before.
Okay. Oh, well, that's probably a good thing, because you
Yeah.
could literally see fingerprints. Like
Mm.
you,
Dave crumpled like a paper bag when he got hit.
I don't blame him. Like that was like like remember that Andre
And
the Giant
yeah.
shirt? That's what that to me. That's what it looked like.
Well,
Like he
once
had a
he
completely.
crumpled down, then he almost straightened out like he was planking there for a second. I thought he was gonna start doing the fencing thing when someone gets hit real hard, but
I'm pretty sure
he's
my
still in
soul
there.
left my body.
I think we saw that. It kind of like
But
it jerked it back in.
But that was our alternative to the one chip challenge. I will wholeheartedly assure everyone that it did burn more than that damn potato chip would have.
I bet.
Um, and but hey, we got 237 subscribers. We said we'd do it for 200, and we did it. And we have a guest that's going to join us here in just a minute. But while we're waiting, here's the payoff, folks.
Yes,
All right, I want to thank everybody that subscribed. The things I do for y'all. This is Angel Camacho. He's the BIW heavyweight champion. Fresh off of knocking me the F out last month, so I'm really not wanting to go through with this. Oh, I can tell.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's stick that chest on. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
Oh, you're on my glasses. You're on my glasses, Dave.
Angel can't see.
So there we have it. I'll
I
have
did.
that up on YouTube later.
Yeah, you did good. You stood. I didn't see any pee stains. You did good.
Uh, and for the next one, our next one will be at 300 subscribers. I will be taking Cannonball from Vladimir Koloff.
And then when we get to 500, somebody's going to eat mayonnaise. Is he frozen? Because he's not. He's frozen.
He's frozen. We've got him. There we go.
I'm back.
Did you hear what's going to happen at 500?
No.
Someone's eating mayonnaise.
No, I'm sorry that you got to eat mayonnaise, Amy.
It's
That
not
sucks.
me.
Oh, Dave, you got to eat mayonnaise.
It's funny because I said that and then you froze.
Well, yeah, my inner soul there was something. I got the candles lit, like Jesus was looking over me, and
Oh, that's so
he shut the
funny.
internet off. So I wouldn't have to hear your plan, your evil
Oh,
doings.
I don't know what the still with mayonnaise is. I don't really have a huge issue with mayonnaise. I mean, ever ever since I saw Undercover Brother, I really don't like mayonnaise that much. But I mean, if it's on a sandwich or something,
Uh,
I'll go for it.
you did.
as
I
I've said in the past, ham salad, egg salad, potato salad, it's all a different word for mayonnaise, and it's all, as Adam Sandler's mom said in The Waterboy, it's the devil.
Well, I like mustard in my potato salad.
I
oh
like that
yeah.
too, but if there's, I just
You
that
gotta
whole
have mayonnaise
mayonnaise
though
situation.
too in your
I
potato
know.
salad, right?
Well, that is one thing I do like it better when it's more mustardy than mayonnaisey. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can kind of handle it then, but still no. But if I'm eating mayonnaise just by itself, like I can handle a deviled egg a little bit. But if I'm just eating mayonnaise on a sandwich, hell to the no, to the N, to the O.
500 subscribers. You
Uh,
never know. Mhm.
what kind of form is this mayonnaise coming in? Because that's what I have to know. You know they're shapeshifters. When mayonnaise gets hot, it turns clear and it shifts its shape. And that is true fact. That's another reason why it's the devil.
You know what? Well, I don't know.
I didn't. I mean, I wasn't gonna. I was really gonna try to be, not such a baby about it, but I knew it was gonna hurt.
Well, yeah.
And the anticipation,
I wish we could have
the
flipped. I would have
anticipation was.
took the chop instead of the mayonnaise. I'd take the
I would have
chop.
just rather closed my eyes and let him have just done it without me having the anticipation. I mean, the countdown. I think
Really?
the countdown made it worse.
Andrew Hermes comes in with right out of the bat.
Ugh. Hey, if we have a few seconds, Dave, I heard you on FFP today. I heard you were their special guest host. Hey, Willie.
Yeah, I was. I'm sorry. Our guest is messaging. He's having a hard time getting the link.
Oh well,
I did.
I'll tell him about it.
It was a little different. I enjoyed it. I had a really good time with those guys, and that USWA episode was a lot better than I originally remembered it being.
Oh yeah, I can't believe you didn't get Dr. Feelgood. Like I knew, I mean, but you said you weren't really listening to that kind of music at the time. But if you don't listen to FFP, they have a show weekly where they go and they look back at a certain time period. They look back at today. It was what'd you say? What was it? Anyway, whatever wrestling they were watching today, it was in the Sportatorium, and it was 1989. So they talk about the happenings from the 1989 during that time period, and then they talk about the show. It's a real interesting show if you ever want something else to watch. It's they drop on Tuesdays. Their host is out right now, and Dave got to be a stand-in host, and he did really good. You fit right in with them. You knew about football and baseball and all that stuff they talk about.
What podcast was this?
FFP's podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That their little weekly one that they do.
Mm-hmm.
USW. What did you watch today, Dave? I'm sorry.
What's that?
What was the wrestling
USWA.
show? USWA.
USWA had the debut of Dustin Rhodes on that episode, and he came to the ring to "Texas When I Die," which to me is like if you were let somebody play quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys and wear a number 8 or a number 12. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that they would let them use David Von Erich's song in the Sportatorium. But,
And David was dead at this time, right?
yeah, David had been dead for 5 years,
5
over
years.
5 years when that happened. And then but Dustin came down, had a squash match against the Dog of War, and then he cut a promo where he dropped like 3 or 4 funky like a monkeys, and he was lisping, and he was doing his best Dusty.
How old was he?
You could tell he was brand new, and he should have just been Dusty Rhodes Jr. But, I mean, he was finding his way.
How old do you think Dustin was? 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there?
1989?
Probably? Yeah, because he's in his 50s.
Early
right?
20s.
The early 20s. I always enjoy the trivia and the movies. I mean, like I said, 1989, I was definitely a teenager, so I was enjoying some of the callbacks. And I love the commercials. I love that kind of retro. When they do Memphis, they have a lot of local commercials when I've done Memphis TV, but I always think it's fun to listen to the different commercials and what people, the tic-tac-toe, call in, and you can play tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
What kind of scam was that? That was great. I thought
It's
that was
95 cents a minute to win a $1.25 watch.
Oh yeah.
But at this time, we have a guest tonight. Our guest can be seen wrestling all over the Southeast. He's been from Texas to Mississippi and all over. He's a multi-time champion. He's a member of the Blackwater Society. And welcome to our show, Wess Warren. Wes, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Pretty good. Sorry about the mix-up there. I went and I spelled your name with 2 S's. So
yeah, it can be a little confusing. Most people just do it with 1 S, but it's the way of it.
Yeah, that's what I get for glancing instead of reading. Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Right off the bat, I want to ask you about the Blackwater Society. I noticed that there's a lot of y'all in it. Nightmare Jeremiah, Draven Lee, JD the Silent. Is it Malik Ode? Walker X, Manitar. I mean, there's a bunch of y'all. Why don't you, for starters, go ahead and tell it? Are y'all a faction, or y'all? I mean, what exactly is the Blackwater Society?
Blackwater Society was created by Nightmare Jeremiah, the guy that originally broke me into the business. And it's not really a faction per se. We don't like tag together or go to the same places. It's more just like a supportive group that we all are just of kind of the same mindset. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's not necessarily that we tag together, but we all have each other's backs, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, the way Jeremiah was trying to explain it to me is that it wouldn't necessarily, it wouldn't be uncommon for y'all to be across the ring from each other.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm sure me and Jeremiah, I respect Jeremiah for bringing me into the business, but that in no way makes us friends at all.
Okay.
If he wants to fight, we'll fight. If he doesn't want to fight and tag, well, we might have to work something out with that too.
There you go.
Is that why your moniker is cold-blooded? If you'll fight your friends?
That's not necessarily why it's cold-blooded, but it could be.
Well, why is it cold-blooded?
Why is my moniker cold-blooded?
Mm-hmm.
It's because I don't show any remorse for people when I wrestle them.
You know, okay, that is true, because I actually got to see you wrestle in Vicksburg in June. No, July. Was it July?
It was July.
1st?
Yeah,
July 1st. And I believe that's your hometown, correct?
It is. I was born there, but I don't really technically claim it as my hometown.
Well, I was going to say.
That's where a lot of people get confused. I was born in Vicksburg, but I lived there till I was about 12 years old, but I don't necessarily claim it as my hometown.
I got you. Because you were pretty cold-blooded to the audience, to your opponent, to Dave. Were you his ref that night? I think you were. I think he was kind of mean to you too.
I only take it a little bit personal.
Oh, just a little bit?
I mean, none of them are really nice to me when I'm in there.
Well, that's true. But at least he did it to everybody. He just didn't single you out. So at least that was.
He's equal opportunity.
I hate everybody equally.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
I'm not racist or sexist. I hate everybody equally. Trust me.
Well, good. You know, it comes across that way. So,
but in his defense, when he adopted that attitude, then his career has really taken off since then.
I want to make something clear too. I never really adopted the attitude. I'm more just so brought it out. I've always been like this.
Okay.
When you saw me early in my career, it was always there. I was just hiding it.
Okay.
Why were you hiding it? You just
didn't want
to. So why were you hiding it?
I'm not entirely sure. See, that me there is not cold-blooded. Yeah. It's down in there, but it's not. That's not it.
That really does look like a young. How old were you? Do you think?
Let's see. That was 2019. I was 26.
And we put some years on Obama since then.
I was going to say, there's that damn Obama again. Every time we.
I know he fell off hard after he got kicked out of the White House.
Funny story about him.
The Vicksburg newspaper. But he bounced back pretty well.
the Vicksburg newspaper was trying to get names for they were covering the show the other night, and they said, "What's his name?" And I said, "Obama." And that's like, Oscar Obama. Really? I said, "No."
That's close enough.
And then they said BAMA. I said, "No, BOMA. It's not Oscar Bama."
Oscar Bama. Well, I mean, it is the South. You never know.
Anyway,
Did we lose him? Where'd he go?
I think we just gave Adam from Bama his referee name right there.
No kidding.
Oscar Bama.
Did we lose? Did we
I think
lose
we
Wes?
did.
we did. Let's see if we get him back. Here he comes.
All right, he's back.
There you go.
You know what? While we're waiting for him, he has
He's
made
back.
quite. Oh,
No,
the
you don't hear me?
transformation.
I can
Yes.
hear you. We can hear you just
All right.
fine.
All right, cool.
The
Lost you
transformation
there for a
from
second.
this 2019 picture to the one that was shown is pretty remarkable. I mean, you definitely can tell you've worked on your craft, I guess you could say.
Was some of that being home during COVID and you had an opportunity to, kind of do that transformation?
Yeah, that happened a lot. So the weird thing about COVID is I moved out to Houston, Texas in February of 2020.
Hmm.
And that was about 2 weeks before everything got shut down. So
Yeah.
when I was out, I stayed out in Texas for 7 months. So when I was out there, all I did was train. I trained at a number of different places. So that plus I had a bit of an ankle injury at the end of 2020 that kept me on the shelf for about 7 months. So between the time out in Texas and the time on the shelf, I kind of slowly started, finding out who I really was and embracing the true nature of myself.
Hmm.
So that's kind of where the cold-blooded stuff started to really come out.
Yeah.
When you have all this time to yourself to think about the past and to think about the future, some things in your brain tend to switch.
Right.
And you start to realize that maybe the way you were doing things wasn't working and it's time for a change.
Well, I asked that question because, and you put that answer just what I figured you were going to say. We've had a few guys on here that kind of use that COVID situation as kind of a restart in their career, kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah, the weird thing about that is, like, I was going to do a restart then anyway, regardless of COVID. Everybody uses COVID as an excuse. I didn't use it as an excuse. Just it was a convenient timing because I moved out to Texas before COVID even hit.
Yeah.
But I was
Right.
out there when it did hit, so I was going to stay out there regardless. So COVID be damned. It didn't matter. Something was about me around that time was about to change anyway. So
Mhm.
I don't necessarily chalk it up to COVID. It was just convenient timing that it happened to be them.
Well, you mentioned that you were trained by the Nightmare Jeremiah. What year was that? What year did you break in?
That was
Where'd you
February
start?
of 2017.
Did you start at Ego, or was it one of the other promotions around?
Yeah, it was Ego.
It was Ego?
Yes.
What is Ego? Where is that?
was
Ego
running
is a promotion called Pro Wrestling Ego. I believe they were started in 2011, and they don't run very often anymore. But it kind of actually, oddly enough, COVID kind of killed that. But that's where I started at. I spent a lot of my time first 2.5 to 3 years with Pro Wrestling Ego, out of Jackson, Mississippi, and they ran in Brandon and Pearl, Mississippi as well sometimes. So that's kind of where I cut my teeth at and kind of, quote unquote, learn the ropes.
Right.
Uh,
Did you grow up watching wrestling and wanting to be a wrestler, or was it something that you ended up kind of falling into later?
I grew up watching wrestling as a kid. I think I broke into it around 2000.
Mhm.
And when I was a kid, I never really had any huge aspirations of becoming a wrestler.
Mhm.
But I think around the time I hit high school And the time I started playing football and started getting a little more better in shape, I realized, giving wrestling a chance at some point in my life might be a shot. I just didn't really know where to go, because where I was going in high school at was not very ideal for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until I moved to Jackson and got closer to the Egos where I was able to make that happen.
Well, let me ask you, when you went to Texas, what are some of the places that you trained there?
I trained at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. I trained at Texas All-Star Wrestling, and also trained. I did some lucha training out at the Houston Premier Arena, which gets a lot of buzz these days. Those are the main three places.
Tell us.
So I wasn't just in one particular spot. I was kind of going all over the place.
Sound like you got to learn, some different styles. And how was the lucha? I mean,
the lucha is it's very tough. A lot of people crap on lucha libre for the style of it. It might not necessarily be everybody's cup of tea, and I totally understand that. But those guys work hard. Like, you have to be in shape, you have to be athletic to do that type of stuff. And it's a lot of conditioning, a lot of squats, a lot of running, a lot of picking guys up. It'll really toughen you up for sure. Like, so, like, don't take lucha lightly, because it can be very tough.
It's the rules are. I mean, if you understand the rules of lucha, it can make sense to you. But if you're just, to the average gringo watching, it just looks like they're just doing a bunch of moves choreographed together, jumping out of the ring, in the ring, no tags. But if you take time to start trying to learn a little bit and realize what kind of an art form it is.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
a combative art form.
Yeah. Well, I've heard the phrase what was it? Violent parkour thrown around.
There you go. That's accurate. I know that I was on a show one time in Texas, and the Blue Demon was the NWA World Champion, but I had no understanding of lucha rules, so I wasn't able to referee that match. And this was years and years ago, but.
I remember when I was out there in Texas, I had a couple of matches with the guys that didn't speak any English.
How was that? Because we were talking to James Beard a couple
weeks
ago about
that kind of general understanding. You what?
We were talking to James Beard about that a couple weeks ago when he was here about Japan, and he was in there with people that didn't speak English, so it was completely different for him as well.
Yeah, it's mainly a lot of body language, and there's some general things in wrestling that are just kind of understood. And obviously I got a translator on the side next to me to clarify anything.
There you go.
Generally, like, when you don't know the guy very well and you see that he doesn't speak any English, you can just kind of keep it simple for the most part until y'all get more comfortable with each other. So don't go too crazy. Just kind of feel it out. But yeah, I wouldn't ideally want to wrestle anybody that doesn't speak any English, or at least somebody I can't communicate with very well. He doesn't necessarily have to speak any English, as long as we're on the same page with everything. We're good.
But now you're back in Mississippi. Where all are you working now?
I currently work at Pro Wrestling 225 out of Louisiana frequently.
Is that the Kenner Group?
No, that's Wildcat you're thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm currently the Diamond Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion out of Mobile. So go there. I like to go to BIW when I can. See you, Dave.
Yeah, we missed you Saturday night.
I know. I had a friend of mine got hitched. So yep.
Are you doing anything with Lost Art down in McGee?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on their next show in December.
Oh, me too.
That match will be announced soon.
Good.
I know they've already got the main event announced, which will be incredible.
A lot of beef in that match.
You're going to be there, Dave, you said?
I am.
Where is it again? When?
McGee, Mississippi.
And when? In December what?
December 1st.
Oh, that's not too far from
No,
now.
it's a Friday night event.
Oh, that'll be fun. And you, Wes, you said you're going to be on the show, but the match hasn't been announced. Is that what you said?
Yeah. His match hadn't been announced yet.
Did we lose him again? Poor Wes.
Oh my God.
There he
Matt.
is. He's back.
All right.
Oh,
And
he's
better
back.
than ever.
Just get married.
Sorry for my shoddy connection. I do apologize.
No, that's okay.
I was actually watching one of your matches today, and you were wrestling Wild Man. I can't think of his name now. Wild Man something.
Wild man.
Yeah, it was
Wild
in
thing, maybe?
Wild Thing. That's right. Sorry.
Okay. But
Yes.
I've never wrestled anybody named Wild Man.
Wild Thing.
No, yeah, Wild
Yeah,
Thing.
yeah.
That's it.
And I liked your finish. It's different. I haven't seen that finish really, and I liked some of your the spot that you did when the guy was kind of leaned over the middle rope, like he would take a 619, and
Oh yeah.
you did a complete you went through both ropes and did like a splash on him, and then went out on your feet. It was a pretty badass move.
I discovered doing that totally by accident in that match you saw, actually.
Oh really?
I wasn't supposed to go through the ropes, but it
Yeah.
looked cool, so I just
It
kept doing
did.
it.
You sold me. I was like, damn, that's creative.
It's a cool little visual. It's a cool little visual if I can get the person to line it up right on the
Yeah.
hard camera, because I'll work it to the hard camera, and when I come out of the ring, I'll be staring right to the hard camera, and
Yeah.
and I'll end up not being facing the hard camera. Then I'll just look right into the front row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Does
It's a cool little visual.
Yeah, I
Does
like
it have
it.
a name? Have you named it? Is it something
I
you use?
I
often?
don't name moves.
Oh,
Right now, it's called
I
Happy
name
Accidents.
I name my finisher, but that's it.
Yeah,
what is your finisher's name?
It's called the cold blooded driver, CBD. You need some
Oh.
CBD for this after you feel it. Basically,
I love it.
you're gonna need some CBD after this. Trust me.
I like
That's
that.
basically the play on words type pun I got going on.
Mhm.
and I guess to describe the finisher for those who haven't seen it, it's what would you say, Wes? It's kind of like a Cena, but you got a different spin on it a little bit.
It's kind of like when you see Cena do it, he kind of gives him a little lift off.
Mhm.
And mine's not like that. I
No.
just bring them straight down to it.
He drives them down and kind of on their kind of sideways a little bit.
Yeah,
No
Yeah.
give. Okay.
no good to it.
I like it. It's good.
It's a lot faster.
Yeah.
Oh, what championship is this that you have? Can
That's
you
the
see the
Revolt.
picture? Okay.
Yeah, I can see it. That's the Revolt Pro Gulf Coast title. Revolt is they were down in the area where Diamond, where I'm the heavyweight champion of, and
Okay.
they kind of merged into one another. So that belt doesn't exist anymore. It kind of got merged with the other one.
Oh.
But I never lost that belt, by the way.
So it's like
Never
a
lost it.
unification kind of thing, maybe?
Well, yeah, when Diamond and Revolt became one, those belts were unified, and then I gave up my belt, that Revolt belt, for a shot at the heavyweight belt, and I won the heavyweight belt. So I
And
never
you are-
lost that belt.
And you are still that heavyweight champion?
I am.
Well, congratulations. What other belts do you hold?
Are you
Oh,
are you still wrestling with AWA?
Yeah, I am. I'll be back there next month, and I got a couple shows with them lined up in January so far. So yes, I'll be back
Are
at
you-
AW.
Do you wrestle Vladimir Koloff?
Yes. I don't wrestle Vladimir Koloff. I fight Vladimir Koloff.
I got you.
Yes. We don't wrestle, we fight.
I get that out of him. He was one of our guests on the show last month? 2 months ago?
Yes, it starts running together, but he was here and
He is going to cannonball Dave when we get 300 subscribers, and we're very close to that. So, Angel
Hey,
chopped
I've
them.
taken the cannonball several times. Dave,
Uh-huh.
I'm just letting you know, man. It's been nice knowing you.
Oh,
Well, I survived a chop from
Hey,
Angel Camacho
I took a
Saturday night.
cannonball from Koloff before, when he was much heavier before. So
Yeah.
were you-
Yeah, he
Much
kind
yeah,
of
better.
talked.
he
He
also
kind of
got
talked
shape.
with us. He talked
Oh,
with us
he
about his
dropped a
body
ton of weight. It's
transformation.
very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but muscle weighs more than fat.
It sure does.
Dave took a chop from
I don't
Angel
know. I
Camacho,
feel like
actually.
What
what?
muscle weighs more than fat? Is that what you said?
He
Yeah,
does.
muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It weighs
Yes,
the
it does.
same.
You can lose
No.
weight if you lose
Well,
weight and add muscle.
I feel like 5 pounds is 5 pounds, regardless of what it's made up of.
Yes, Wes.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's heavier, 5 pound feather or a 5 pound
Oh
brick?
A
God!
5-pound brick. It doesn't matter. It's 5 pounds.
Exactly.
I mean, one's denser than the other, but that's probably about it.
Definitely.
The
So
density might make a difference. But
you've probably done. You said you took the cannonball. Have you taken Angel Camacho's chop? Because Dave just took that over the weekend. So which one?
I haven't taken Angel's chop. I've
Okay.
taken a chop from Bordell Walker before, though. I imagine that's probably just as bad.
Oh, I bet you.
I don't want to take a chop, period. That
You know,
looks
I don't ever want to do it
very
again.
painful.
It seems.
They make
See,
me feel
we're
alive,
putting these, we're putting
especially when I
these-
chop people on the back. They really like that.
Oh,
Ooh,
Yeah,
we
who was
heard
it? Oh,
about
it was
that.
James Storm said that, or Tim Storm said he hated when people chopped him
Yeah.
on the back.
well, it's disrespectful.
Uh-oh.
But I saw it happen this weekend, and I could have swore after it happened there was a live round thrown right immediately. A live round thrown. So
I believe it.
it's.
You gotta,
I mean, I don't like
you
getting
gotta
chopped
be a
on the
real
front.
man to take back chops.
Yeah.
That's
The but Vordell Walker, I would not want to. I would not. That wouldn't be something that I'd want to sign up for.
I wouldn't
all.
recommend it. I took 2, and my chest was purple for 3 weeks. I'm not
Oh
kidding.
See,
my
and
God.
That's not an exaggeration, by the way. He only gave me 2, and my chest was purple for 3 weeks.
Man, Vordell. I saw him and Rodney. I had him and Rodney Mack at a cage once, and I swear, you could almost feel the blows they were throwing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I bet when you're that close
Vordell's
to
a
it,
beast.
yeah, he is.
Well, looking at this picture that we have up, you looks like you have a tattoo on your back. Is it? And it looks like writing. What does it say?
It says the future is not a gift; it is an achievement.
I like that.
To give you some context, Wes, we do little gimmicks to try to get subscribers, and for 200, we were all going to do the one chip challenge.
Oh
And we
no, I'm out. I'm not doing that. I've done it
Well-
before. I was sitting over the sink for 45 minutes with ice in my mouth. I am not. No, sir.
Well, unfortunately, a kid had passed away from doing it, so they started pulling them off the market, and we decided that was
That's
probably going to be disrespectful if we did that. I mean, we were disrespectful to his family if we went through with it. So I thought, chop from Camacho probably burned just as bad.
Are you
And now
asking
we're
me
in-
if I'll chop you, Dave?
Huh? I've seen you chop. No, I've got the chopping's behind us.
Oh,
The
What else would
cannonball's
you
in
like
front
to
of
do?
us.
you
But
haven't
we're
taken
going to
a
do
back
something.
chop,
We need
though.
something really big for 500.
A back chop
That's what
instead
I was
of a
gonna
regular
say.
chop. How about a back chop?
A back chop.
Ooh. From the
That's-
cold-blooded.
I
Wes
was
Warren.
thinking that about 2 minutes ago, and I held it. I thought I'll wait till this conversation's over. But I was thinking a back chop might be where we're going here.
You just don't want
Or how
Jesse
about
to
this?
say
This might blow your mind a bit. How about a thigh chop? I bet you never thought about that, huh? Chopping a guy on the thigh.
No?
Can we just tase him? Can we just do that?
That's fine. That'll work
tell
even
you what,
better. Actually,
We'll do the back chop for 400.
we'll hold him down and tase him.
When we get to
We'll
400
get
subscribers,
Angel to sit on him. He won't move, and then
I guarantee
Loves-
his dear wife Teppy will volunteer to do the tasing.
the Camacho bomb for 500 is what I was thinking.
Oh my God. No.
You're
No,
gonna
you can't.
get a sternum broke.
No kidding. No, we that
Hey,
would be
these
the
things
end
would
of the
normally
show.
they would kill an ordinary man, but these are the things I do for our listeners.
they're not gonna kill Super Dave.
No, that's why
No.
the man's been shot in the head. He don't worry about a cannonball. He's gonna be okay.
what's a chop, right?
Well, you saw the video. I cowered about that chop.
I saw a video recently. No, Alejandra Lyon in Texas.
Yes.
I saw Angel splashed her. I was like, that poor girl.
Oh, poor.
She was on the show Saturday night. I didn't get to work her match, but she
Yeah.
was there.
I think that happened somewhere over in Texas though. But
Well, you've told us about a few upcoming.
Oh yeah,
matches.
it was her, and I think he had Emmy on his back when he did it.
yeah. So not only Angel, you got the extra weight of Emmy just splashed
Well,
all over poor Alejandra.
Oh, is that his sister? Is Emmy his sister?
Yeah, Emmy's her little sister.
That's what I thought.
There's a bunch of Camachos.
That was just that's almost like an insult. Like you said, she weighs maybe 100 pounds. Like, why did she jump on the back? Like that won't make that big of a difference, right? That's a little insult to injury.
Wes, you growing up watching wrestling, who were some of your kind of influences on you, and who would you say your wrestling style was kind of influenced by?
I really liked watching Edge growing up. I really liked watching Shawn, Triple H, Chris Benoit, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. Some of the older guys. I like watching Stan Hansen wrestle.
Wow, that's not
I
a
love
name we
how,
hear
like,
too often.
I loved how brutal he was.
Yep.
As you're standing next to a coffin in this picture.
Yeah, that's a casket. Those things are not very comfortable to lay in, by the way.
I wouldn't think.
Oh,
I don't
Normally,
think
the
they're made
people
for
that lay in them
comfort.
aren't
But
complaining.
it's a good thing you're dead when you go in it because they're not very comfortable to lay in.
So, who, as far as your wrestling style, would you just say you kind of mixed it all together there? And
Yeah, I feel like wrestling styles, like there's not one particular style. You just kind of like, even if you try to emulate your favorite guy, you're not that person. It's not going to come out genuine. So you just got to take aspects from them and kind of tweak it in your own way to make it your style.
Yeah.
I honestly see a little Benoit in you when we're in the ring.
I've gotten comparisons with that. I really have, and I
I'm
really
gonna tell
like the
you,
way.
and I mean this as a compliment for your intensity. That out of all my years, there's only a few people that would shoot me a look in the ring with their eyes, just the intensity and the fire in their eyes, that would intimidate me just a little bit. And you and Tim Storm are the only two I can get off top of. You and Tim and Charlie Haas. You, Tim Storm, and Charlie Haas have that look in your eyes when y'all are fully engaged in the match and just in beating ass mode.
Hey, that's a big compliment. I like Charlie Haas's work from back in the day. He was a good wrestler. I was a big fan of Team Angle when he debuted.
He is very intense. As a matter of fact,
Tim Storm, I've been on a few shows with him at BIW and the infamous Heritage Hoax, obviously.
Yeah. Well, when Tim's in the point where he could care less about what the fans think, that's a whole different animal.
Oh yeah, you just let it all go out there, man. It's very freeing.
In your experience working, has there been a time you've been in a ring with someone and you're like, oh man, this guy's really not ready? And when if that has happened, like, how do you get through that match?
I've been in the position to be in the ring with some pretty knowledgeable and experienced people recently. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had a lot of opportunities to like get in the ring with somebody so green to where like, oh, they don't really know what they're doing. I've been in situations like, especially recently, so now that I've gotten more experience under my belt, where I am the more experienced one in the match, but it's not like necessarily I'm having to walk this guy through the match, like hold his hand through it. I just got to kind of keep it on track. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've never really had anything like that where this. You asked me if I was in the ring with somebody that I didn't think was cut out for it, right?
Yeah, well, just someone that's like that. Maybe you really struggle to get through the match or something like that. And
I mean, it's if it's anything like that, it's mainly because they got blown up. It's not because anything skill wise or ability wise, or anything of that with the match, it's more this their win, because a lot of people in real wrestling don't realize the more tense you get, the more nervous you get, and the more blown up you get.
Right.
The key is to stay relaxed, because I
Right.
struggled with that a lot, because I would get so nervous, I'd get so tense, I wouldn't be able to breathe, and I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Teppy, can you put Mr. Koloff's comment up for the fans to read? He said, needs more Koloff. Cannonball coming, Dave Miller. There it is. So he has accepted the challenge.
oh, Koloff's in here? Oh, I see. I see the chat now.
We just need to make sure that our
I don't think
viewers-
there's anybody in the world that needs any amount of Koloff in their life. So
Where are you at on Ray Fury? Koloff hates him.
I don't really care for Ray too much either. That's do what?
No, I just was. It's kind of become our go-to. That's kind of become a go-to question on our show, and
I don't
I mean-
like people that cover their face up for any reason. I think they're cowards. If you wear a mask or you paint your face, you're a coward. What are you trying to hide?
I mean, he was on our show saying he's some good-looking, suave guy from New York. So
He's not. He's hideous. I've seen his face before. I've seen Ray's face under the mask. He is not suave.
so Koloff and Fury are cut from the same cloth.
Oh yeah, the same disgusting, hideous-looking cloth.
I need you to tell everybody in a loud, clear voice that Vladimir Koloff is hideous as well.
Vladimir Koloff, you are hideous. You have a face a mother can't even love. Good day to you, sir.
Oh, stirring it up on Talking Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to getting back down there working with them in February.
Who's that?
I'm AWA.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the next time
I
I'll see
like
Cole.
going to AWA. They have a really fun crowd to work in front of.
Isn't that a great building?
Which one? I like
the-
both of them.
I only know about the one that's the I think it's the Ocean Center. It's the one with the
That
balcony.
building reminds me. I don't know if it's the balcony above. I got these Hammerstein Ballroom vibes when I walked in.
Yes.
Maybe it's just the balcony up ahead. I just like that look
That
of
balcony,
walking out, and I like the idea of walking out in front of the crowd and looking up and seeing people.
Oh, I told them that they need to ship that rowdy section right up there to let them hang over the rails.
Oh yeah.
That I mean,
I'm
it was
just
such a cool.
counting down the days, waiting until somebody decides to jump off that balcony. I hope
I got-
it's Koloff, and I hope he misses.
I want to. I was working in I got to work a bar in San Antonio one time, and it was double deck. It was had upstairs, and people were hanging over, and Scott Summers got him to yell extremely offensive things at me.
Oh wow! Extremely offensive.
Extremely offensive.
How offensive we talking here?
When I got in the ring, he was cutting a promo, and he looked at me and he said, "If this referee doesn't touch kids, nobody does."
Jesus.
What? Oh my!
And then the crowd started chanting, "You touch kids, you touch kids,"
Wow!
from the balcony. Everybody. And it didn't stop after that match. When I came back out for the second match that I was reffing that night, they started it up again.
That is.
Man.
Dave.
These crowds, they're ruthless these days.
Oh yeah.
They're absolutely ruthless.
Hey Wes, you're getting 60 minutes of Koloff soon, so buckle up, angry boy.
Oh yeah, we sure are. We have an Iron Man match coming up at 225 in February.
Oh,
It's me, Vladimir Koloff, Braxton Hunter, and Jordan Jaw in a fatal four-way.
It's an Iron Men match.
Iron Men, yes.
a fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron match. That Iron Man match.
But
Yep.
I guess it's still an Iron Man because there will only be one Iron Man at the end, and that will be Wess Warren, right?
Absolutely. Certainly not going to be Vladimir.
He's not iron. He's like tin man.
No, more like goo. Some kind of silly putty or something.
Well, let me ask you, where are you going from? I mean, what's in your future plans? I mean, what are your goals outside of Mississippi and Louisiana and Texas? I mean, are you on AEW's radar? Are you on WWE's radar?
Not currently at the moment. I'd really like to get out to the West Coast, and somewhere overseas. That's always been a dream of mine to get out of the country and go wrestle.
Oh,
So, preferably like either Japan or the UK would be either my two main destinations out of the country.
I've also I've been told that China has a really
I do
large
too.
wrestling scene.
You remember Zombie Dragon, don't you?
I was about to mention Zombie Dragon.
He's the only guy I knew that went over there, and I heard he still wrestles a lot over there. They got a pretty big budding wrestling scene over in China.
I'm guessing it's hard to get any type of film or video of any of it over there. It's probably
He loves it over there. Last time I saw him, he said he was loving it, and they were eating up this. And his Zombie Dragon, his mask looks like a zombie dragon with the full blood. The blood, and
yeah.
He looks like a demon from hell for sure.
Well,
it's intimidating. It's a hell of a look for, especially
when I first broke in, like no lie, like one of my first handful of matches were against Zombie Dragon, and he fireballed me in the face. He shot a fireball right in my face. I had probably had maybe about 3 or 4 matches at this point.
Wow.
He was like, "Welcome to the business, kid. Here's a fireball."
Here's a fireball. Not the kind that we won on a Saturday night either. I have you were talking about Japan and dragons. Did you guys see that the great Muda found a baby in the forest this week, and now he's raising it and feeding it?
He found a baby in the forest?
Yes, he's raising a little dragon baby, and he's feeding it mist. So he's training it to be a little Muta.
Wait a minute.
Wait, are you ribbing me right now?
I am not. I saw video of this on Twitter.
He found. Wait a minute. What kind of baby dragon or a shoot baby
dragon?
He
found a baby dragon.
He found a shoot baby, and now he's raising it to be a baby Muta.
And you know what? The fat on that dragon is heavier than the muscle.
I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I know I saw this. He found a shoot baby in the forest, and now he's feeding it green mist, and he's raising. Maybe it's going to be the next great Muta since he's
Somebody
retired.
tell Justin you can't believe everything you see on the internet, honey.
Oh, I believe this 100%, Amy.
Looking it up right now.
He had to have seen that. There's no way. He's not that creative. He couldn't have made that shit up.
I swear I saw it.
I swear. Andrew, I knew that from some of your comments. I knew that's what was going on.
And hey, finding a baby Komodo dragon would not have been unheard of as finding a shoot legitimate child in the woods.
You're seeing it, ain't you? Did you find it?
I'm not looking for it.
You're so not right.
As y'all learned about me last week, I don't look at my other devices while we're on the air.
Well,
that's
listen,
funny.
I'm praying for Great Muda's baby. That's all I'm saying.
That's probably best. But again, we don't always have to believe everything we read on the internet.
Well, we're not going to keep Wes much longer.
Take everything you read on the internet with a mound of salt.
Oh, Jesus.
A mound of salt.
Not even a grain, a whole mound of it.
Whole mound.
So what's coming up for you? When's your next big bout?
The next big one I got is that Lost Art of Wrestling show.
So you're off until
December 1st. Yep. And y'all asked me about championships earlier. I'm currently the Zero Gravity champion. There, I'll be defending my title. But y'all, like I said, you're gonna have to wait to see who's against.
Vladimir
forward to
coming
it.
in.
Where can everybody find you, Wes?
How about on social media?
Yes.
He does not want
He
us to
did
know.
not want to tell you. I just want to say I have it right here. This is Pro Wrestling Noah Global. It says Great Muta has found a baby in the mountains. He cares for the baby by misting it and then bottle feeds the baby his green mist. And there is video of Great Muta and his baby.
The baby.
You
I'm just saying.
know that that's an angle, right?
I do know, but I think it's the wildest angle I've ever heard of in my life, and I love it. I'm all here for it.
I hope Wes comes back because I want to, find out about his merchandise and find
Right.
out. I couldn't find him on Twitter. There
might
he
not.
is.
Oh, is he back?
I thought
I'm
that
gonna
was a
let
great
let
rib.
our producer put him back in the room because every time that I was trying to do it, she was trying to do it, and we kept bouncing him back and forth.
You don't hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm so sorry about this.
Tell us about your social medias.
Okay. Wess Warren on Facebook. That's Wes with 2 S's. And Instagram is Wes_Warren. Remember, it's all 2 S's, no one S.
And you're not on Twitter?
I am not. I'm not on X. No.
Yeah. I'm old. I'm gonna call it Twitter forever, probably.
I am too. It's still Twitter to me. I just call it X as a joke, mainly.
It's still
Because
Twitter.
nobody actually calls it that.
Well, what aggravates me about it is that when I go to close a window now, I try to click the logo instead of the logo on the left side of the window instead of the actual X that closes the window on the right side. And it annoys me. My old man brain can't get past it.
Old man problems. If you hang around the show long enough, Wes, you'll hear a lot of those.
Yeah.
Do we have a merch store?
No.
Not yet.
Well,
all right. Look for Wess Warren December 1st in McGee, Mississippi at Lost Art of Wrestling. Anywhere else after that? Are you done?
Yeah,
for
I'll
the
be
year?
at AWA December 9th in Ocean Springs, as
Good.
well as I'll be doing AWA's 2 shows in January too, in Pascagoula and Ocean Springs.
Cool.
And
which
that's
one
all
is
I got.
The Iron Man match?
The Iron Man match, that's in February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Yes. Okay. February 3rd.
And hopefully we'll see you back in BIW soon.
Hopefully so. I look forward to it.
Well, Wes, I want to thank you for your time tonight. I know that you operate under a crazy schedule, and that makes it even. You don't know how much it means to me that you take a few minutes to visit with us and tell us what's going on with you.
I'm nocturnal these days.
Yeah, I think the world of you. You're one of my favorites. I remember when I was at Ego and where you were and where you are now. And I'm just wanting nothing but the best for you.
Well, I appreciate it, Dave. You're my favorite ref.
Well, I appreciate that.
The guy that counted Ric Flair's last pin is a pretty special guy in my book.
Yeah, fingers crossed that he's done.
yeah.
God, I hope so. I like Flair, but I hope so.
You just wait till the next London pay-per-view.
Just don't take it from me. Just don't take it from me.
Hey, he might end up being Sting's last match. Don't put it past him.
Oh yeah.
They may I can see him wanting to do it.
Well, he did acknowledge that JR was right that his in-ring is behind him. So I saw that tweet and I did that happy dance for a little bit because I'm like, don't you take this from me, you old man.
Well, our
I want him to stay retired just so you can have the last pin of Flair's career.
Well, our buddy in the
he
chat,
comes out
Andrew
again, it's over.
Andrew says, second to last pin still is pretty good.
Yeah.
Second to last. Oh no.
Who came in? But real quick, Andrew, who came in second in the NASCAR championship last week?
Oh.
Nobody knows.
I do. All right. Well, thank you. I believe it was William Byron, by the way, number 24. So there you go. But I'm a NASCAR fan. Thank you. Thank you, Wes, for
The
being on here.
math's on that. That all checks out. Wes, if you ever want to come back on again, you got something to promote, the door's always open for you.
Hey, I appreciate it having me on, Dave. Been fun.
Thanks for
chatting
coming.
with y'all. Hey, y'all
Best of
take it
luck
easy.
to you. I'll see you in McGee.
Yes, sir. See you there.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wess Warren.
Yay!
I like him. And I saw the look on your face when I said he reminds me of Benoit.
Who's?
Justin made a look.
I could see that though. I mean,
I was
just
talking
had
about the
that.
intensity. His body
Yeah.
style. His body style. He's rough and tumble.
I just had gas, Dave. I didn't make a look.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
way to call him out. But I do get that. I definitely see that intensity. I mean, just from the one match that I did get to see when we were in Vicksburg, I could see that comparison definitely. And that was someone that he watched. That was one of the names that he said he watched growing up. So that made sense. I'm trying to find my trivia. Sorry.
That's all right.
I
Take your
have
time.
it. I have it. I just am like, what did I do with it? I mean, I know Stephanie has it, but I
There
like
it
to
is.
see it too.
Well, I just want to say, if we need some more details, the great Muta, he was chopping wood when he heard a baby crying. This is how this whole storyline started. See,
Is this not the one? Is this the woman he impregnated with his mist last
Yes,
week or
I think,
whatever?
yep.
Is it? You think that's kind of what the baby's coming
Oh,
from?
this is better than Days of Our Lives when Marlena was possessed. I'm all for this storyline right now.
When she was possessed. Oh
Yes,
man,
she was possessed. It was horrible.
that was a good. Yeah, it was a
I
good
mean,
one.
The only thing I can think of worse as far as soap opera storylines was the
Uh-huh.
time that Vicky on One Life to Live, they all went up in the spaceship.
Oh, I don't remember. I remember One Life to Live,
Well,
but I don't remember.
I mean, I love a good possession story, but if you give me a Muda dragon baby that drinks mist out of the bottle, I'm in
That's
on
found
that.
in the woods. Don't
That's
forget,
found in the woods.
the baby was found in the woods.
It's like
Oh
baby
my God.
Jessica.
Okay, so to recap on our stuff, the stupid stuff that I do for ratings. Now our next goal is 300, where I will receive a cannonball from Vladimir Koloff.
Yes. And I think he'll be super excited to give that.
He
to
seems really excited about it. I don't know if I'm gonna do this, y'all.
you. Mhm.
I said I would. I mean, I like
you
to
did-
tell everybody I'm not really scared of anything, but that's not true. I mean, you can watch that video you watch the video of Angel chopping me, and y'all can tell.
All right. I want to
we're
thank
gonna do this
everybody
again?
that subscribed.
Are we
This
gonna
is
do
the
slow mo?
WWE champion.
I'm not doing that.
Fresh
Tebby
off
has taken
knocking
over.
me the F out last month, so I'm really not wanting to go through with this.
I don't blame you. I mean that. Definitely
And Angel, look at him. Look at his happy ass. He just like,
does.
Oh, I can
He
tell.
does look pretty happy.
I'm ready.
Oh, he licked his finger too, man. He's ready.
yeah.
2, 1.
God.
Ooh,
You're on my glasses. You're on my glasses, Dave.
I love that. You're on my glasses. You don't care that
Yeah.
you didn't care that you're basically dying in the corner. Oh, there
It didn't
is.
hurt just a little bit, y'all. I mean, it hurt.
I
And it's
can-
still not
oh,
healed.
Oh my God.
I could watch
It's
that.
actually bruising.
I could watch that all day. Terry Weaver said in the chat that when Marlena got possessed, that's when he quit watching Days of Our Lives with his Meemaw. Like, that's the thing. Of all the things that goes on, once Marlena got possessed, I'm out, y'all. That's just too much. So
I think a lot of people were like, and John was the priest trying to do the exorcism. I mean, I think a lot of people were like, and it went on forever.
Oh,
They
well.
thought, okay, we possessed for the weekend.
Oh, it was like the NWO storyline. It should have not went that long. It was like 2 years later. It's like she's
Well, and then I don't know if y'all noticed or
Oh.
not, but I committed to being back chopped for 400.
Yes. I mean, we so appreciate, Dave, how you are working and being part of the team. Why in the world? Why do you know that, Matt?
I can't believe she put that on the screen.
I love it, but it's like, how did you know that,
Matt
That
Presley. Yeah, I kind of want to know how he knows that. And I
Oh.
appreciate everybody here. We had Willie Buck, and T Weave and Andrew.
Willie
Matt
Mack.
Presley's here. Vladimir Koloff was here.
Yeah, he jumped on. Fun.
Return of Willie
Bobby.
Mack.
Yeah,
Damn
Bobby
it,
was
Bobby.
here.
Darren Staley popped in doing an audit in Pinehurst for his side gig.
Yeah, Mike Whitaker was in there. I said that name. Oh, my friend, that's my friend Pam from Fancy Farms. She said hi to
Pam
me
Nanny.
Amy or Pam from what did you say?
from Fancy Farm. I mean,
Oh,
Brandon
we live in the
Perkins.
same town.
I thought she was like from the Fancy Farm game. You know, she did the app. Pam.
Oh, no. She
Stat
stumbled
Static was
upon
here.
us, I'm sure. She's like,
Brandon Perkins just popped in to tell me Lindell scored. Stars are tied going into the second. Go
Oh.
Stars. I think I'm fixing to pull the trigger and buy me a Dallas Stars belt.
ooh.
I'm going to have a Dallas Stars belt made. And you know what I'm going to do?
Oh, here we go.
I'm calling Big Time Belts. Big Time Belts on Facebook. And this picture in front of my refrigerator is going to be me in my jersey holding a Dallas Stars fan belt. And I'm going to feel like a badass when I go to games with it. But also belts are made for wrestling and promotions such as BIW, Battle Zone, SWA. I mean, most of the wrestling belts in Mississippi now are made by Big Time Belts.
Oh, really?
PCW, Mid Carolina, they're using Big Time Belts. The Pennsylvania Grand Champion, Tad Jarvis, got his belt from Big Time Belts. NWF. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the beautiful BIW women's belt. There's the AWA tag team belts.
I like those.
Belts aplenty at Big Time Belts. High quality, low prices. Search them on Facebook. It's a group. Reach out to me if you need me to help you get you in contact with Big Time Belts, and send your champions to the ring wearing a belt that you can be proud to put on your champion that represents your promotion. Look at my granddaughter holding that belt. That's when they do something good on the field, the girls present that belt to them, and they get to walk around the dugout feeling like a badass.
So that's the kind of belt you want, but the
Well, yeah, but I'm going to
right?
actually get a good belt, not that Vegas Golden Knights.
Well, I know that, but that's
I'd
the
rather,
kind that
I
you're
mean,
looking
the
at.
Vegas Golden Knights, I'd rather wear disease. Big Time Belts, thank you for sponsoring the pod.
I'll tell you what, your transition was so good right there. It fooled me. I'm like, what? You're going to buy a Stars belt? And then you went right in. I'm like, ooh, got me. That was good. That was your best one yet.
That'd
Thank
be
you.
cool though. Like you said, if you go to a Stars game with your belt, I mean, people will see that. That'd be pretty cool. It was
Carla,
130
our
pounds.
good friend Carla Olson said that she never realized how heavy belts were until Sorensen gave one to Everett at the wrestling showcase.
Yeah.
Our good friend Jimmy Sorensen gave Everett a NWA national belt.
Nice.
And Everett could
yes.
probably barely pick it up.
And I'll assure you, Carla, that's the same. That's the exact same what they use in the ring. I mean, that is a ring quality belt. The weight and everything. We got a scrotum update from Matt Presley. It's 135 pound scrotum.
Matt, how do you know this? We would like to know. How did you come across this knowledge about this man's scrotum?
And Terry, you're not the only one who has not been gifted a belt by Sorensen. I have not either, because I banned him about 2 years ago from buying me any more gifts. So he has been cut off.
Yeah, because I even mentioned about the Stars blackout jerseys one night, and he said, "What size do you wear?" I said, "Jimmy, no,
Stop it.
no, Jimmy."
You just got to hit him with the fly swatter. That's what I do sometimes when I'm with him.
Jimmy Sorensen's one of the most generous and giving people that
He
you'll
got
ever meet in your life.
right back here, the Pinnacle. It's signed by Dax Cash, MJF, and Wardlow. He got that for me. Like you said, he just showed up with it and like
We'll
just
take
like,
you up on that, Brandon, because I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
ooh.
I mean, I know I know what's going on the main plate and then a Stanley Cup on a side plate. I'm just trying to work out the other stuff.
You guys got a date?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he said he'd get one too if he liked it.
Brandon, I got to meet Brandon at the last Stars game I went to.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Amy, do we got trivia and what's it about? That's what I want to know.
All right. Well, as you saw, our guest's name was Wess Warren. And
Hey.
so it made me started thinking about other wrestlers whose first and last name starts with the same letter.
Oh, look at this creation. I like it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that Wess Warren's grandfather founded Warren County here in Mississippi.
Really? No, I did
No,
not.
I made that shit up like Justin with Muda blowing mist on a baby.
I didn't make that up though, sir. That's a real storyline. And
That's
how
right.
dare you
It's-
besmirch the good damn name of the great Muta and his baby, who we love.
and the baby. Oh my God, you're so funny. All right, so we're gonna go
I
with
think we were fighting about the great Muda the first time that Amy told me to kiss her ass.
that is true.
All I
Great
know is
Muta has-
if the great Muta's baby gets possessed, I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm all in on that stuff.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm ready for Amy though. She gets to screwing with me too bad. I know that she goes to church, and I've been
yeah.
paying attention in church on Sundays, and I got a Bible verse loaded up and ready for her.
Hmm.
Oh, well, how thoughtful of you. I cannot wait to
I
hear
did.
Very kind of you to think of a Bible verse for me.
I don't believe that he's not half asleep in church, but we'll go on. Go ahead. He said
No,
he pays
seriously. I mean, you know that you got the old Bible that's got all the big words and stuff in it that you have to read the little cliff notes to get it
Yeah.
deciphered.
Oh, yeah.
And now they've got these Bibles that they put it all in plain English.
Ah.
That my mom bought me one. It has big
Do they
print.
just sell those in Mississippi?
But so when I'm paying attention, I get to thinking on modern day terms. So I'm ready.
All right.
Worst thing that y'all could have ever done is made me pay attention in church.
I already know.
That's
I already
Stephanie. I don't.
I already know who my guess is going to be for every one of these answers. I'm ready.
Oh, please tell me who. I can't wait to hear. It's not Iron Mike Sharp.
No, it's not Iron Mike Sharp. I got my new 2-letter Mike Sharp right here.
Okay. All right. Here we go. First one. All right. I was born in Greensville, South Carolina, August 12th, 1955. I was actually going to be part of the Fabulous Ones with Steve Lane, but the gig went to Steve Kern. I have won many championships
Oh,
during
no
my
way.
wrestling.
This is who I
wrestling
was going to
career.
guess. This was who I was going to guess for everyone. Terry
wait,
Taylor.
It is Terry Taylor.
No, you ruined my gimmick. Now I can't guess it
Aw.
every time.
Most of my career, I was portrayed mainly as a babyface, but moving to the WWF and obtaining Bobby the Brain Heenan as my manager with what some people think was a career-killing gimmick turned me heel. You are correct. It is the Red Rooster, Terry Taylor.
As soon as you
Terry
said-
Taylor could have pulled off being one of the Fabulous Ones.
Yeah.
Definitely. You
Yeah.
think, his real name is Paul, just so
Do
you
you know
Paul
that
Taylor
they had
III.
in Pro Wrestling Illustrated? It might have been Pro Wrestling Illustrated. It was one of the aftermags that they actually did a story about Magnum TA and Terry Taylor. Both of them were gunning to be the world heavyweight champion, and whichever one of them won the world champion, the other one would wear a dress.
Really?
Yes, they actually did that story in Pro Wrestling Illustrated or the Wrestler Weekly. Wrestler Inside Wrestling, one of them. But I remember it's funny because I always think about that.
Terry Taylor may look good in a dress, but he's no Fatty LaBelle. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you said you had two, right? So Terry Taylor, we've knocked the first one out,
No, I
right?
didn't have two. I was the two letters I meant the same letter.
Oh, I
Um,
got you.
now I got to think of some more. When you said the same letter, Terry Taylor was the first name that popped in my head.
Really?
Yes.
That's kind of shocking. You know why?
I
Because
mean,
you know
look,
who the oh
Oh, I know who the first one of yours is now that you say that. Let's start
he
in
look at that.
alphabetical
Isn't he
order.
dreamy, Justin? I
He
mean,
is, isn't he?
hashtag
he is.
not completely straight.
Well, you know what? Even I wouldn't stoop that low.
Oh Lord. You know what though?
Hashtag
But
not completely straight's a shirt available at jumpinthepond.com.
that's right.
Yep, the water's warm. Come on in.
It's not hot. It's not cold. It's warm. All right, Terry Taylor. And just so you all know, Arn Anderson is not an option. Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Put it
Next.
in reverse, Terry.
That's
All
right.
right.
I was born July 3rd, 1989, in Hazlitt, New Jersey. And I am a fan of death matches and hardcore matches. And I have begun hosting an annual spring break event during WrestleMania weekends that are quite popular.
Do
Some
I have
of
to
you,
wait?
no,
No.
you can say it.
That's the bad boy, Joey Janela.
It is Joey Janela. Some of you may have seen me wrestle at the GCW event this past June when you attended Top Guy Weekend. Joey Janela. I guess we can go to the next. Nobody has anything to say about Joey?
I don't. I mean,
All
I can do the Jim Cornette gimmick. Jelly Janelle or whatever he calls it.
Jelly Nutella is what he calls it.
Speaking of Jim Cornette, he's got top dollar gunning for his ass.
Why?
I saw that.
He called out Jim Cornette because Jim Cornette's been riding him pretty hard for a while, and he said nobody ever says anything about it. But I'll see him in person one of these days, and we'll see how bad he is.
No, he won't. Jim won't leave his house.
No kidding.
And he probably wouldn't have done it anyways, but now he definitely won't. I mean, he'll have to catch Jim at the post office. That's the only way he's going to get him.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, was our sending out all those Midnight Express figures or figurines or whatever.
You ever listen to Jim Cornette talk about going to the post office and you're just beating your head like, Jim, get a postal meter and have them pick it up?
I know he got in a fight with this one dude during COVID because the guy wouldn't wear a mask or something, and Cornette and him about got in a fist fight in line.
And his favorite male lady wasn't there one weekend.
Oh
Yeah.
She retired. Oh, that threw him into a whole fit. But anyways, you can listen to that on the experience with Jim Cornette.
Well, I'll read the next one. I don't know if we lost. Oh, there it is. I was born July 29th, 1962 in Bay City, Michigan. And I was a collegiate wrestler.
Scott Steiner.
Along with my brother at the University of Michigan. I think I wrestled in WCW, WWE, New Japan, ECW, TNA, winning many singles and tag team titles. I adopted a new moniker after joining the NWO, which fit more with my new hair color and body mass.
The Big Bad Booty Daddy.
That's right, Big Papa Pump. One of my many wrestling accolades is inventing a new type of math.
I saw a workout video with him this week where he was working out and he had two women, and like one of them would sit. He had one of them sit on his lap while he was doing and he was pressing up, and then he needed more weight, so he put another one on his shoulders.
When he
was doing all these workouts, and he put the women on him while he was doing the workouts.
Was that like during his NWO time or like recent?
It didn't look like it was too long ago.
Scott Steiner, most known for his renowned skills at math.
Exactly.
So, what a mathematician! What a mathematician that man is.
That's right. Who knew? Who knew? That is what most people would think of. The Steiner.
I just remember him doing that. Nothing could be finer than to do a 69er with Scott Big Pat Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Oh Jesus.
Well, I'll take his word for it.
Not
holler if you hear me.
That's right.
All right, here
So
we got
on that
next.
one, are you completely straight, Justin? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm straight when it comes to Scott Steiner.
Okay, just checking. All right, so you are correct. It is Scott Steiner. On to
I'll
the next.
find that video and post it on our socials. T-Weave wants to know where that Scott Steiner video is.
Definitely. I was born January 19th, 1941, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. A large part of my career was spent in wrestling promotions on the West Coast.
Let's let the group chat. Let's let the chat answer this one, Justin.
Yeah, I'm waiting on him.
I was the first intercontinental champion for the WWF after winning a tournament held in Rio de Janeiro. After my time in the ring, I did color commentary, was a road agent, and became the right hand of Vince McMahon. I'm going to say this, and then I want you to say the last part, Justin. Okay? I invented the Royal Rumble, and
They were banana.
exactly.
What else, Justin? Keep on. There you go. That's what we were looking for.
What happened? Brett and Luger, they go over, they hit same time. They go banana in the match.
You are all right. It was Pat Patterson who legally changed his name to Pat Patterson. I'm trying to think. It was Pierre. I didn't write it down. I should have, because he legally changed his name to Pat Patterson, so I didn't write it down.
Thinking
Oh,
about changing my name to DM, make it easier to sign.
well, Pondwater Dave, PWD. Just write PWD. All right, last one.
Nobody's.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hey, speaking of PWD, there was a guy in the crowd in Vicksburg that listens to the pod.
Yay!
Oh,
Who
really?
was it?
Awesome.
I don't know if Stephanie did Stephanie get his name?
Pete from Pittsburgh was his name.
But she told me, she goes, that guy over there wearing that Adidas shirt listens to the pod. And I went by and shook his, oh no, he's wearing WWE shirt. Went by and shook his hand and thanked him for listening. But the intermission was over. I didn't get to visit with him very long.
If you're listening here onto this show, we thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. My favorite thing with Pat doing a finish was, if you guys have seen Wrestling with Shadows, which I have in VHS form up here behind my head, they show Pat explaining the finish of SummerSlam '97 to Brett and Sean, and this is when Sean spit at Brett and hit the Undertaker, and then just the whole thing, and it was a whole Pat Patterson finish, and Pat goes, and then Brett spit, and oh damn, and then Taker swing, and boom, fake, and then that's the end of match. 1, 2, 3, Brett win. And that's literally on there, and it's fantastic. I just love it.
T-Weave said he's amazed that in some states are included in those downloads for the pod. If they aren't close friends, it always surprises me. Man, I'll tell you what, when I dig down to see the demographics on where some of we got people that listen to us in France. And that blows my mind, man. It just does. And I'm so appreciative of every one of y'all.
And if you guys are listening in France, don't be shy to send us some cheese and wine or anything else. We accept gifts. I'm just saying.
Well, and we do appreciate, like Matt says, he tries to never miss, and he's always here. Terry's always here.
Yeah.
Willie's always here. We really, really do appreciate you all every week.
Yeah. And I love the French. Thank them for the fries and the kiss.
Me too. We got what I would call the core in here with us every week. I think probably Terry Weaver is the president of that club himself. So thank you guys for being there every week.
We have one last one on our trivia. I was born April 9th, 1989 in Knoxville, Tennessee. I signed with the WWE in 2016 and began my career at NXT. Even though I never won the NXT belt, I have won the Raw and
Willie
SmackDown
Buck's going to answer that one. I know Willie Buck's fixing to answer that one before everybody else.
Championship belt. I was named PWI Woman of the Year and ESPN Female Wrestler of the Year in 2022. I am the EST of the WWE. Who may I be? Ah,
Well, Bianca Belair, of course, as Brandon Perkins and Terry say in the chat. I love her. She is as athletic as they come. She's fantastic in the ring. She's a great promo. She looks like $1,000. She
mhm.
is what I envision in a WWE Women's Champion.
Definitely. She was all, I didn't want to put this because I thought it might give it away, but she was all SEC and All American at the University of Tennessee in track and field. Uh,
She did something. She did a bodybuilding,
yep, she was a
and
bodybuilding
she
and
got like her
CrossFit.
pro card.
hmm She was doing, if I read correctly, she was, Mark Henry saw her doing CrossFit videos.
Yeah.
And That's kind of how she got her way in. I mean,
I
obviously she
do.
had to put in the work, but very, like you said, very athletic. Um,
She's next level.
Yeah.
There's a handful of women in wrestling that have taken fitness and bodybuilding. It's not like back in the old days when they were. I'm trying not to bury myself when I say this. Uh, like JR said that Vince wanted him to hire athletic tens. And
mhm,
I'm not saying they're not athletic tens. I'm saying it's a different type. Like, look at Jade Cargill. Look at
mhm.
Bianca. Look at Charlotte. Look at Camille. Look at Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, we called that being built like a brick shithouse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Solid.
And
And
I do just want to say I am growing out the same ponytail, but I don't want to reveal it until it's completely done. But I'm working on it right now.
I mean, China
Halfway.
fit that bill, but these girls can actually wrestle.
Mhm.
I mean, they go hold for hold. They're great. They're great workers in the ring.
Well, and
They,
Bianca makes her own outfits, and
oh
I mean,
yeah,
she is, and like you said, she is a complete package. She's
yes,
athletic. She's got charisma.
out the
She
Her
is
ass. I
work
mean,
in the
she
ring
is
is fantastic. I mean,
right.
that means a
huge
lot to
fan.
me. As if you're going to be the champion, and I know it doesn't have to be everyone. I mean, you don't have to be, Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair and Bret Hart to be the champion, but it means a lot if you can work, and especially if you're a good,
And when you
above
see
average
them,
worker.
you know that you've seen somebody special.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
It's
think
like what I'm always saying about Promise Braxton.
Mhm.
I'm so high on Promise Braxton that I can't wait for the rest of the world to see what I've seen.
Right. Well, and I think there is something to be said about when you said, you mentioned Charlotte and you mentioned Camille and you mentioned Bianca. Those women all were athletes, like I said, Charlotte was a volleyball player. I mean, but they had the work ethic to be the best at what they were doing even before it was wrestling. So they come in with that mindset. I mean, they're already fit, but they come into that mindset of wanting to be the best. They know how to work to get themselves in shape and to be the best at what they were doing. Charlotte Flair played volleyball. She had nothing to do with wrestling. It's not like she was, you know, in wrestling tournaments at 8 and she just I mean, and look how good she is,
I bet she
I
was a
mean,
hell of a volleyball player, though.
oh
I
Long like
bet
she
yeah.
is. I bet
she's a
on the
hell of
net she
whatever
was
she
good.
wants to do.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
meaning like her body size and being long and lean. I
Oh
bet
yeah,
she was hell on the net, like as far
And
as that
like
goes.
I said, Bianca Belair was all American, all SEC track and field. I mean, just whatever, they have the tenacity, I guess, to do those kind of things. That athletic, yes, the athleticism that they have, it translates into many things. I always think that's so
I
interesting.
Lacey, what's her name, Evans?
Yeah,
She looks great, but what she's lacking compared to the ones that we just spoke of, I think, is the athleticism part. I don't know that she, feels the ring as well, maybe as some of the other ones do.
I think that's probably her
well, also
military training,
I'm gonna
versus
but I'm
that's
gonna
my
defend
thought.
her a little bit. sometimes there's people on there that there's girls that can wrestle, but their presentation doesn't allow to show for it.
Mhm.
Because believe it or not, if you could pick one woman, then actually she was helping, and she was helping teach them how to wrestle. But she never gets the credit she deserves for it, and she was never portrayed as a great in-ring performer during her time in WWE, and that's Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox is a hell of a worker, and Jacqueline was too. Jacqueline was the one that Jacqueline was like she had the body.
Mhm.
She had the body, but the strength, and she was stronger than she looked. Because back in USWA at that time that we were talking about earlier, she was Miss Texas, and
I w-
and
I was gonna
she was snatching men and body slamming them.
see. I don't think there was anything like. I believe Jackie was strong. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that was a misgiving at all. You
Well, we
could
spoke
tell.
about Bordell Walker earlier, and when you look at him, he's built, but
Yeah.
he is deceptively strong. Like,
I
I mean,
think
stronger than he looks.
right. Yeah, I mean, she definitely has that. I think Alicia Fox probably doesn't get what's due because she came in during that diva, and she didn't, like Miss Jackie, just like you were saying, Miss Texas, she was
Her
she was out of other territory. She was, like
The
sh
character never allowed for her to be a great in-ring performer.
right, but and plus two, she was also coming into like when she did get on the main stage, with WWE, it was all about bra and panties and how many uh bikini contests was she in, so I mean they just it's one of those times where like if like Beth Phoenix and China had just been a little bit later, you know what I mean? Like they just didn't have that competition. Miss Jackie did not have a lot of people who she could
Medusa
wrestle,
had this. Yeah,
you know?
Medusa.
Yes,
Medusa.
Medusa's the same
Medusa would
thing.
be the prime example of not having anybody to work with.
No, exactly, except for
And
Bull.
Sarah Del Rey. Sarah Del Rey's probably her window of opportunity probably passed too, but she's teaching it. And I mean, just this week I heard Road Dogg putting over how great she is
Well, and
and
I
how
mean,
how much good work she does.
Matt Bloom, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, who would have thought Albert was going to be the main teacher of the NXT? Now he was a teacher in real life, so that might be part of what helped him. But when you think about the greats, you're not saying Albert and you're not saying Sarah Del Rey, but they are the really good teachers of at the NXT. I mean, at the Performance Center, they have
Yeah.
those roles. So I mean, it's interesting just how that works sometimes.
Well, all right, everybody.
Now, what do we got next week? What are we doing?
Next week's gonna be fun, y'all.
Literally,
Tune in because we're just gonna laugh and cut up. We're
literally.
gonna laugh and cut up until Cassio's got to go. Matt Mitchell, the Cassio Kid, Rocket 95, morning guy, stand-up comedian,
Wrestling fan.
Podcast co-host,
podcast co-host for Road Dogg,
mashed potato eater.
the mashed potato raider.
He's married to a wrestler.
Yeah, he is married to a
He is
wrestler.
married, yeah.
No,
We'll talk
that's
about
gonna be
that
fun.
contrast.
So yeah, we go back to our comedian a little bit with a break in our wrestling schedule here, but obviously it'll be very heavy wrestling content, I'm sure. Cassio, he seems to know something about wrestling. He seems to watch it every now and then, so we will talk. It'll
We'll
be
try.
fun.
We're gonna
We'll
laugh
talk,
and cut
we're
up,
gonna
y'all.
talk about a lot of stuff. Let's just say that. I'm
We ought to
sure
be sponsored by Depends. Everybody put some on because you're going to piss yourself.
I actually might have to bring some in.
And then the last week of the month, we're gonna have to pivot because Sean Ambrose got fired as the general manager
I know.
of Primetime Wrestling. So we're working with that organization to bring us somebody in that so we
Yeah,
we're gonna
never
we're
had
gonna
that
cover
happen
we're
before.
gonna cover Primetime Wrestling. That the topic hasn't changed. It's just
We have a mystery guest.
unfortunately we won't be a mystery. We'll promote it, but
Yeah,
It's a couple weeks out.
I like
Um,
Sean, but
in December we're gonna be very Iron Claw intensive.
Yep.
I really can't wait to see the movie. Like, I really am excited to see it. I just feel like you hear so much about it, and I mean, I want it to do well, obviously. And last week, talking to Lance, Peterson about just you two, we really could still be here from last week if we just let y'all
Oh
keep
yeah,
talking
definitely.
but it just brings up all these really cool stories. It just
Even
makes me really want to go see the movie.
even our live audience was like, "Y'all turn out the lights when y'all leave," because they checked out on us. But
Stephanie
it's
said, "Y'all just hit the button, Dave."
But no,
whenever you're done."
we're gonna after we see the movie, we're gonna get with Lance and Mike Mills, and we're gonna do a super show, a simulcast, and we're gonna review Iron Claw. So that'll be a lot of fun. But I do want a legitimate movie poster from a movie theater from the Iron Claw.
You don't have a movie theater anywhere
I'm
around y'all?
checking into well, not very many,
Oh, hmm
but
no, I
I'm gonna,
understand.
and also but what I'm saying is December is going to be Iron Claw month for the Pondwater Dave, Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave. And our first guest in December is going to be he's retired now. Cassidy Riley. Cassidy Riley's going to join us. Cassidy Riley has a part in Iron Claw.
Awesome.
And he's doing acting now, and he'll be with us. We're going to talk about his career. And that'll be a lot of fun. He'll be with us I don't want to spout the date off, first Tuesday in December. And then on the 14th, World Class Championship Wrestling promoter, booker, referee, jack of all trades. My referee hero, David Manning, will join us. David Manning, we'll talk all things. Well, not all things. We're gonna. I'm gonna. Everybody wants to talk about Kerry and Kevin. I want to talk about David and Fritz. So
No.
So we're gonna pick Mr. Manning's brain. We're gonna. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I'm super excited about it.
I think we all know me and Justin are going to sit there. Dave is going to talk to David Manning. We're just going to.
And then fingers are crossed for the third week. I don't want to jinx it. I'm trying.
Y'all say some extra prayers.
Yes, do that. I got my 3 candles on the desk.
I got my candle. Let's hope.
And hopefully
I have my baby shoe. This is my baby shoe right here, and I feel like that's more than a candle.
Why do you have your baby shoe?
I don't know.
Why is it not bronzed?
It's just right there.
It's just
And then
right
your
here.
wrestling stuff. I love it.
My mom's got my baby shoes bronzed.
Well,
They stopped doing
That was a thing back in the day.
well, I didn't want to bronze this.
Back in my day, we used to bronze our baby shoes.
I didn't want to bronze this because I'm actually sending it to Great Buddhist Baby. Don't tell anyone.
He does deserve some presents. I mean, he probably has nothing for the baby. Definitely
Well,
needs.
It was
a
kind of
baby
found
shower.
unexpected. He didn't have diapers or anything.
Exactly. That's true. We are so excited about the upcoming weeks. We got some great guests to finish off November, and then, like you said, December is turning out to be Iron Claw, all about some Iron Claw, and I'm there for it. I cannot wait.
And
We all-
in 2024, I can tell you we're going to have, I'm wearing his shirt, the Nightmare known as Jeremiah.
Oh, that's who Wes was.
Jeremiah's going to
right?
join us. I've got a commitment from Angel Camacho to join us.
Ooh.
Awesome. Derek Zoo is going to we
Derek Zoo. We're
He's
going to kick off the year with Derek Zoo.
Mhm.
That'll be
Another
our first
fun
comedian of 2024.
comedian / wrestling enthusiasts. They go hand in hand, I guess. No.
Yeah. I think a lot of comedians grew up watching wrestling, and
Apparently.
yeah.
We hope that y'all enjoy us having comedians on.
Yes,
Hey,
I think
you know,
so.
We enjoy it.
apparently they do go hand in hand. What's his name with Jerry Lawler there, the man on the moon?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Andy Kaufman.
Andy
I mean,
Kaufman.
I think, like I said, and most of them, or I mean, all of them are wrestling fans too. So I mean, they make us laugh. They tell us about their wrestling fandom. I mean, we all can enjoy that.
Yep. Ric
Now,
Flair was a great comedian in the ring. As we
that's right. That's right.
Eddie
Especially if
Guerrero
he,
definitely was.
yes, I was gonna say Ric Flair is definitely if he pranks Dave and it's not his last match.
That's
I
gonna be
do
the
not
best.
have a picture. Terry Weaver, I do not have a picture with a $2 bill. My mama did not do that. But my mother did have a,
I've never heard of
a
that either.
What is
but
this?
she did have every coin from 1966. Every minute coin minute. She got one of each coin from 1966, and I think she might have had. She might have had I don't know if she had a $2 bill from 1966. I know that she had
Why?
dollars.
Why
I
did
know
you
she
take
had
a
ones and
picture?
fives.
They
Why did
took
you
your
take a
picture with the
picture with
money?
a $2 bill?
Right. Is that a
We're asking you,
Alabama,
Dave. Why do you do that?
Mississippi,
Yeah.
Texas
Terry
thing?
Weaver's mama took pictures with $2 bills. I'd never heard of that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought that we thought this was some Southern tradition that me and Amy didn't know
yeah,
I
we're
about.
mean,
like, we weren't there for
he likes
that.
Auburn instead of Alabama. I don't know what the fuck was
I
going
mean,
on at
I
Terry
always
Weaver's
carried a
house.
$2 bill in my wallet, but that's just because two was my lucky number. I didn't know what was going on here.
Oh, you frame it with an actual bill. You put the
Why?
$2
That
bill.
that doesn't help us. Why do you
I
do
still
that?
don't know why.
Look, even Mean Gene is confused. He don't even know why.
Hey, listen to the TNA podcast next week after they listen to the TNA podcast next week with Terry and Andrew. Wherever you steal your podcast, you can download that fine presentation. Roll Tide, and maybe they can talk about that. That's what they're going to do. That's going to be the teaser. That's going to be the tie-in. Tell them Pondwater sent you.
Exactly. And don't forget, while you're listening to TNA, their football, go to the Pondwater Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yeah.
The only way we're going to get to see Vladimir Koloff cannonball Dave is if we get to 300. And then we can see Wes Warren back chop him, which we learned was a very disrespectful thing to do at 400. So, and we're still working on the mayonnaise thing for 500, but whatever.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, if you're
We're
watching this, you probably subscribe. So tell somebody to subscribe. I don't get
yes,
the mayonnaise thing.
You don't get the mayonnaise thing?
I
You'll
don't.
get it once you see me eat a spoonful of it. You'll get it real quick.
Brandon Perkins says that he's got it figured out. If his parents had a picture of me with a $2 bill, they would have told people that's the money they saved on the condoms on night I was conceived.
I
Well,
think we're going to have to research this if that was why do people do that? That's interesting. But anyway,
I think we've
yeah,
said it all and we've said enough and said too damn much, probably.
that's
'cause-
right.
Yeah.
Don't get your not completely straight shirt, right? At jumping in the
Yeah.
pond. We'd
Hey,
like
we
to
also
see people
the Andy
wearing those.
Vaughn pucker up
Oh,
asshole
that's
shirts
right.
available.
That's right.
And
Dave's going to get that very soon, I think.
and I've seen the actual product now because we've had people that have gotten the shirts before we have. Colonel Brian Sutton and Carla Olson, and Carla Olson will even vouch. Unfortunately, had an issue with her order, but
Oh,
the customer service is excellent, and they fixed the problem for her.
oh,
There you
good.
go.
I hate that, Carla.
I'm
Well, I
But I'm
gonna
hated
glad
it
they
too,
fixed it.
but it made me proud that they fixed it for her.
I'm
Definitely.
gonna be ordering a couple puppy shirts for Christmas gifts here coming up here pretty soon. Speaking of that, I have an update. One of my puppies is in a health issue right now.
Oh no!
So
Aw.
Ellie, my female, she is white, and I guess white dogs have bad allergies. And
Aw.
she scratches her ear all the time, and literally the inside of her ear looks like a cauliflower ear where she scratches it a lot.
Aw.
Well, I guess she must have ruptured a blood vessel or something in it, and now her ear has went and puffed up, and it's all filled up with blood inside. So
Oh,
off to
hell.
the vet she goes. So It's always something. Another $300 or $400 vet bill, I'm sure, goes with draining this ear. But
Exactly.
there's our doggy update. So the good thing is she doesn't seem to be in pain. She
Mhm.
seems to be okay with everything. So
Bless her little heart.
Well, thank you for just depressing the shit out of all of us before we leave. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just a little puppy update. But yep.
After Brandon worked so hard to
Telling a
brag
good
about the
joke.
$2 his parents saved on
That's right.
condoms to conceive him.
Yeah. It's a good thing they did. We're glad he's here. I'm glad.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, Brandon's good people.
Hopefully we
Yeah.
see you every week, Brandon. You have brought fun stuff to
Brandon
the chat.
is the man. You gotta love a listener that'll pop the Dallas Stars updates on there for me.
Yeah. That's pretty good. No one was
Because our
giving me
producer's in
Reds
there watching the
updates.
game and she hadn't told me nothing.
That's funny.
Thank you, Willie
Oh.
Buck, and thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Like I said, I think we've said it all and we've said enough. Join us next week. We'll be doing this again. Imagine that. And I think it's on Tuesday again, right, Dave?
Yes.
Tuesday next week. We'll see you there.
Cassio
And
Kid.
The Cassio Kid, the great Matt Mitchell, the Hamburglar, the mashed potato raider.
He's got a hell of a story. I mean, he was one of the groundlings in Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
He was
Worked
on the Jay Leno
on the
show.
Tonight Show.
Yep. All kinds of good stuff. And I do want to talk about some of that Jay Leno experience. That'll be interesting. So tune in next week and you'll hear all from the great Cassio Kid. And so for the great First Lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn, for the man who counted Ric Flair's last match, Mr. Pondwater Dave, my name is Justin Davis saying take care of yourself and each other, and especially Great Muda's baby. So long, everyone.